Hello guys and welcome back to this video. Bitcoin made a new all-time high 2 days ago or 3 days ago, so it's time for a quick update video. As you know, I think we are getting pretty close to a top, not only in Bitcoin but also in stocks and gold. So yeah, let's just quickly go over the charts and see what changed and what we can expect in the next weeks and months. So basically what happened was in last video we were around here. And it didn't really look good for Bitcoin, and there's quite a few top signals already, especially also the timing. As you can see, the two yellow lines here mark the last two cycles from bottom to the top. So the length from the bottom to the top, if it plays out like last time, would be between the 17th and the 24th of October. So just a few weeks left. If this cycle continues to be roughly in the same length as the last one. And also what we've been looking at was the 0.7 Fibonacci retracement, because in the last two bull markets, what we had was the top, then we retested the 0.7 perfectly, and then had the bear market. So I can quickly show you last time, as we talked about in the last video. So here, backtest to the 0.7, and that was it. Same for the cycle before. But what actually happened was this time we managed to break out of it, as you can see here. So we invalidated this 0.7 and then bear market. So we can basically delete this for now, since we made a new all-time high. And also remember, I think it's pretty likely that we have a bit more upside for a few weeks or days. And soon, I think maybe also already in October, have a top for Bitcoin and then top for altcoins maybe a bit later in the year. What I would do now is here on this chart change this angle, because we had the fourth angle breakdown here, but because we didn't validate it with the 0.7 Fib retracement and then move to the downside, what I would do now is I change the angle from here to here, since we got a new all-time high. So that's now the valid angle to look at. And if we now get a breakdown here of this fourth angle, or maybe we even get a fifth angle, we can keep this possibility in mind here. If we get an even steeper angle, and then with breakdowns and retests of the 0.7, we can maybe pretty closely figure out if this top is in or not. Also, these two lines you see here, resistance lines, they are from the last two tops in the bull market. As you can see here, I connected this top here and this top, and if you use them, you get pretty good resistance here, and we touched it now 3 times, so maybe this could of course already be the top. I think generally during the next 4 or 5 weeks, next month, it's not a bad idea to think about how you want to close out your positions. Maybe spread it out in 10% pieces, so don't sell everything at once, because timing the top perfectly is really hard. But maybe think about selling in pieces of 10% of your portfolio allocation. So I think in the next, maybe for Bitcoin, October to mid of November, and for altcoins maybe 2 weeks longer, is a time frame that could be pretty sensible for a top. Also, what I can show you is the altcoins, they tend to top a little bit after Bitcoin topped. If we look here, right now the altcoin, the total free, the altcoin market cap also had a new all-time high the same day Bitcoin had one. But last 2 cycle tops, it was either on the same day or 21 days or 30 days later than the Bitcoin top actually. And I put this here on the chart. So from now on, there's basically 3 possibilities. Either altcoins top at the same time than Bitcoin, or what's more likely is they take 3 to 4 weeks, 21 to 30 days to top after Bitcoin has topped. So I keep this here, and every time if we get a new all-time high, I change these arrows to have an idea where maybe the altcoins will top a bit later than Bitcoin. So just because Bitcoin has a new all-time high in top doesn't mean that altcoins cannot go up after this. I would expect Bitcoin to top first and then altcoins to top later. So basically that's the main information for Bitcoin. Change this angle as you see. And now we can see if we can get a bit more upside left or if that's it already. But yeah, so far so good. For the altcoins, for Ethereum, let's quickly look at ETH and XRP. I said maybe it's likely to get the bull market support band here with Ethereum. We didn't quite get down to it. So far it's holding, working on a breakout, didn't really manage to do it. But generally altcoins also expect heavily on Bitcoin at the moment and Bitcoin dominance. So it wouldn't surprise me if Bitcoin gets a strong move up, that the dominance also rises and altcoins are sort of ranging, and then later if Bitcoin consolidates then altcoins get a pump up. Maybe even we get this bull market support band higher and then get a retest and then later go to the upside. Similar thing for XRP, ranging pretty much at the moment. Sort of had a breakout here but not really doing a lot. Also sitting on top of the bull market support band, and also it depends on Bitcoin. If you get a huge move on Bitcoin and Bitcoin dominance going up, then I think alts will still stay sideways, but if Bitcoin consolidates, hopefully they get a final big pump in the next few weeks. For the S&P 500, we had our daily and probably also weekly cycle low a few days back. So I changed this support line here that we have with our low here. It's a pretty steep line and we're close, or we tested it yesterday, but I think it's a good first warning signal. But generally I think stocks and gold and likely also Bitcoin have this daily cycle left at least to go up, so maybe during the end of October or something, like start of November, get a top for this daily cycle and then we see what happens if we find the next daily cycle low, if we fail it or not. And that would then be a good indication to get out that the top is in and get into the short positions, sell your investments for profit. And also what we talked about, what I think is really interesting, is the VIX. Pretty high at the moment, but I believe in the next few weeks we can see move back down, maybe at least to this blue line, but hopefully even to this target zone down here. And then I will start at the same time scaling out of the crypto positions and scaling into VIX positions or short positions probably, but only if we can see breakdowns in the stock market as confirmation and also break up then at the VIX. Yeah, and then finally for gold, it's insanely strong. It's crazy. Normally we are in a cycle low time frame right now. So far we're just moving up. Maybe we have a sharper pullback in the next 2 days, or maybe we had a slightly early cycle low. In any way, I would see what happens if we get a bigger pullback or not now, like Thursday and Friday. And depending on what happens, I would then change this support line here to the last cycle low, or if it forms tomorrow or on Friday, then I connect this. And that's a really nice area to have support. And then what I believe will happen, we likely get like maybe one more cycle left of upside, maybe more, so 25 days. If this is the correct count, then 6th of November. But I think as soon as gold breaks this trend line, then it's time for me to exit out of my gold mining positions that I have them since a few years. They are up a lot, and I think we're getting close to the market top in SPY and gold. So with a breakdown of this trend line, I think I will exit a lot of my mining stocks. So yeah, similar for silver, I think it tracks gold pretty closely. It's insanely insanely high, almost $50, as you can see. We talked about the macro in a few videos back. Huge cup and handle pattern, and yeah, it's almost at all-time highs at around $50 US. And I think depending on how many weeks gold and the market can still push, but I expect to at least get a retest and also break to new all-time highs for silver before it then also very likely has the same kind of pullback in the next cycle low like gold, Bitcoin and also the stock market. So yeah, that's a short update video from me. Hope you have a great week and see you in the next one. Bye bye.